This is Earl Stephenson Jr., Atlanta plastic surgeon, and I'm live here because I've got a slow morning. And so I decided just to pop on and be here while I'm kind of doing tasks. My team members are coming in a little bit later since we don't have a busy morning. Have some clients in the afternoon. So I thought this would be a great time. Hope you can hear me. This would be a great time for people to pop on, and if they want to ask questions, this would be a great time for you surfing around on your phone on the social media platforms. You can ask me a question. I mean, you're wherever you need to be. You don't have to come out to my office. You get free advice. So might as well take advantage of it. In the interim, I'm just going to keep this rolling live. So there'll kind of be some moments of silence as I do things and work on what I need to work on here at the reception desk or front desk. So I'll peer over time to time, talk about questions that people may have, or just kind of pick up on a topic as I see fit, and then maybe that'll stimulate discussion. So, again, if you don't know who I am, I'm Earl Stephenson. I am a plastic surgeon. I'm here in Dunwoody, which basically is Atlanta, somewhat north Atlanta. I've been here for about 3 years, but I've been in Atlanta. Gosh, I came to Atlanta as a plastic surgeon in 2006, so I'm going on 20 years. Before that, believe it or not, I was an oral surgeon. I practiced oral surgery here in Atlanta for about 4 years, so I've probably been in Atlanta at least 25 years, I would say, practicing in some form of fashion. So, way back in the late 1990s, early 2000, I decided to switch it up a little bit and go back and obtain plastic surgery training. And I did. It wasn't it wasn't an easy decision, but I did, and I'm glad I made the decision. So I've been here in Atlanta for 25 years plus practicing surgery in one form or another, but 20 of those years as a plastic surgeon. And I am a board certified plastic surgeon. Oh, Alex, thanks for stepping in. I appreciate it. It's good to hear from you. Thank you for that kind result. I really appreciate result, kind comment. I hope you are enjoying your results. But thank you so much. One of my favorite clients, long time client. So I appreciate you, Alex. Okay, so again, I'm here. I'm just doing stuff. I figured people go on live all the time and just kind of set things up. I don't really have a busy morning with clients. We've got some kind of busy work to do. I need to run out at some time before hopefully noon, run some errands, and then get back here at 1 o'clock for clients. But I figured this is a good time for anybody. Pop on, ask questions. Something you heard about, something you were considering. You've had a consult elsewhere and you want to kind of check it out, see what I think about that, as much as information as I can give you without an examination. Remember, this is medical advice. This is not something you should typically act on without a consultation with me if you're going to pursue treatment with me and an examination. Again, this is just advice. Please visit either myself, board certified plastic surgeon, or a board certified plastic surgeon of your choosing in your area. So, again, if you want to pop on, you want to ask questions, you want to comment, then we'll do that. So, I'm going to answer the phone. ESG Aesthetics. This is Dr. Stephenson. How may I help you? Hey, yeah. Thanks for calling. I really appreciate that. So let me just do something. Just yes. So what we need for her, if you don't mind, Doctor Corporate saw her, and gave her a release or basically his blessing for her stability for surgery, and that surgery got canceled. And so she's due to have surgery next week. And I was wondering if Dr. Porter could either rewrite that for us with a more up to date, or would he need to see her? Yes, that'd be great. If he can just do that and kind of redate it, if he's comfortable with that and thinks that's reasonable, that would be fantastic. And if he decides to do that, let me provide you with my fax number so that you can fax it to us. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, it's 678 737 1760. Sure, it's going to be a breast augmentation and lift and a scar revision with liposuction. Revision and then finally liposuction of the legs, ribs. It's going to be Wednesday. I believe that's the 17th. Yes, the 17th. My name's Dr. Stephenson. Yeah, I'm the surgeon. So the Earl, EARL is the first name. Last name is spelled STEPHENSO. That's correct. No, it's called outpatient surgery center. Yes, ma'am. If you have any problems with that, just call this number and we'll figure it out. But that's the best number. Thank you so much for calling. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye bye. All right. Jack of all trades. So I had to take care of that. Uh, so got getting the patient ready next week for a breast augmentation with lift. I did a tummy tuck on her about a year ago. We had a small wound separation, and that happens. And so I had to, doctor that along. We used dressings and different medications to get that to heal, but it healed as a little widened scar. Over that time, she had some stitches that kind of came to the surface and produced some problems with a little bit of drainage. So we were able to remove those in the office and finally get that wound to heal. At that first surgery with her tummy tuck, we took out her breast implants. This client suffered from some autoimmune issues. And so we thought maybe that her implants may be contributing to that, part of her breast implant illness. But she's been without them for a year and seems to be doing fine. No, not miraculously better. So I don't really think the implants are contributing to that. So, excuse me, she is now a year removed from having her breast implants removed. I don't think we have any breast implant illness to really consider. So now she's back to get that scar vision on the small lower area, just about maybe 5 centimeters. Do I have a tape measure? Let me see. I have a tape measure. Do I have 1,000 of them, and I don't have one right here. But yeah, 5 centimeters. So we're gonna replace her breast implant. She had saline. We're gonna go silicone. We're gonna go a little bit bigger. That's what she wanted. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. And I can talk to you about how I kind of parse that out. If I can find her, if I can find her case, I even pull it up. I don't think she'll mind. I know her very, very well. So as long as I don't show her face, I think we will be good. So if you give me a moment, I'll pull that case up because I just received a phone call. Just kind of tying up loose ends for that case. We needed medical clearance, and sometimes when clients come to us and they are, I wouldn't say unhealthy, but they have a medical problem or two, it is wise occasionally to get medical clearance. That means if they see another physician for a set for said condition, let's say it is when the client was 19, they had a heart condition. They're now in their 40s. They're not having any issue, never had any issue, but routinely see the cardiologist every year. In that case, it's better, and every surgeon is different. Every surgery center that participates with these cases is different. Every hospital is different. But I'm of the belief that, let's go ahead and get a medical clearance from the cardiologist, meaning the cardiologist sees the client, they reevaluate them, they judge their fitness for surgery, depending on the surgery. They may give us a thumbs up, they may give us a thumbs down, they may give us a neutral thumb, which means that you can do it, but here are the issues, and here's how I would manage the client before surgery, in surgery, and after surgery so that you can assure as best you can a smooth outcome. So just got that call. We just tied up some loose ends on that. And like I said, for this client, we're going to replace her implants. We took them out about a year ago. I'm just checking my other computer. We took them out about a year ago, and we thought she had some breast implant illness questions. Uh, she had a tummy tuck at that time with some liposuction done fabulous. Her tummy looks, I think, really good. She likes it, so that's all that matters. But she did have a little loss of tissue, and that we got that healed. And so now we're going to go back a year later, and we're going to revise that scar. We're going to liposuction a little bit of her flanks to really bring her in, and then we're going to replace her implants with. She had saline before. We're going to replace them with silicone. I like to do a dual plane. That means that I go underneath the muscle, and the implant covers 2/3 of the implant, and the bottom third of the implant is covered by breast tissue. That's the way to kind of give us a nice mature look, a full mature look. So I like to do a dual plane. Some people put the implant above the muscle. There's a wispy layer that's on top of the muscle. Some people put the implant between that wispy layer and the true muscle itself, separating it from the breast tissue so that the implant is not directly contacting the breast tissue if you go strictly above the muscle. And, you know, plastic surgeons have different reasons for doing that. I've never had a significant issue with doing or performing a dual plane augmentation. The caveat in this particular client is that she did not have a breast lift before. Her implants, before we took them out, were probably about 20 years old, no problems. But again, we thought she might have had some breast implant related issues, so we took them out. But since that time, her breasts have sagged a little, and so I think she may need a small lift, and it may be a periareolar lift, and that's where you or a donut lift. You go around the natural areolar, you remove a little skin on around the natural areolar and some of the areolar itself to make it smaller, and then we tighten that, almost like drawing a purse together. You have a purse that closes with a drawstring. Close that to kind of gather that tissue to tighten it so that we can center the nipple over the breast implant. So that's what I think she needs. It's hard to say. We measure people, and the measurements are not quite what we consider standard, but you never know until you get into surgery. You may have non standard numbers, perform a procedure, and the breast looks spectacular. Then you don't do anything. You don't treat the numbers, you treat the client. Or we may get in there and the numbers, are true to form. The breast doesn't look spectacular after the augmentation and you need some type of lift. Again, you treat the client, not the numbers, and you make that work. So I don't know how I can bring that up without really exposing things. So, okay, I want to bring it up. So I want you guys to hold. I'm gonna finagle over here, and maybe I can get it on the screen in just a second. Give me a minute. If you got questions and you're looking at this lot, excuse me, I got a lot of problems drinking too much coffee. If you want to ask questions, great time to ask the questions in the queue. I'll try to answer them. I mean, ask a question. It's not going to hurt anybody. This is a free answer. You don't have to pay for a console. You're watching, hopefully you're not at work. But if you're at home or you're out and about or you are the boss and you can watch this and you have some interest, then ask a question. Question. And you don't have interest, tell your friends about the link. Tell them I'm on live now. You may even not even know me, but I'm a plastic surgeon. I can answer plastic surgery questions. So this is your time. You better seize the day. So on that note, let me find this client's picture and we'll go from here. Give me a minute. I'm over here. Okay. Let's see here. I don't think you guys can see the screen here. Perfect. Nope, you can't see the screen here. We'll listen to Christmas music. I don't know if you guys can hear that. And I am trying to find this picture so I can bring up so we can talk about this case and maybe we'll just talk about a couple of cases. Just give me a minute. I'm fumbling a bit. Remember, it's time to ask questions in the queue. Thanks for all those that are watching. Don't be shy. This is not a time to be shy. I can't see you, so ask whatever you need to ask. You can see me, but you know, just don't be shy. Oh, all right, Doc. Let's see if we can type in the right credentials. My fingers are too big. Oh, this is killing me. The minute I need it to work properly, it is failing me. So I'm going to slow down and not let my big fingers hit the wrong key. All right, so we're tapping into the system. Again, ask questions, bring up scenarios. This is a free. You can ask any plastic surgery related question. You can answer general surgery questions or gynecologic questions. I don't know the answers to those. I'm an expert in plastic surgery, so. All right, let me see if I can find this here picture. Bear with me. Mm-hmm. Yes. Hey, Veronica, I saw you join. Thanks. I hope you're doing okay. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Okay. So, pictures. Pictures are important. Pictures. Oh, Lord. Ah, pictures. Boo, not that picture. Not that picture. Pre-op photos. Yes. Yes. That's what I want. Right there. Give me what I want. Wow. She's doing pretty dang good. I do need to operate on, but she's doing all right. Well, I mean, that's great. I would like to see the frontal picture, please. The frontal picture, please. Excellent. All right, so let's see. Let me do this. I'm gonna airdrop it. All right. We'll do this to me. Remember, ask questions. Ask questions. I'm hunting for this picture. Come on, Chief. Come on, Chief. I hate this. All right, perfect. Now, come on. Fantismo. Got it. I'm going to accept that. Fantastic. One default. Okay, great. So we're done. Do want to close that. And I do want to do one thing. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. Make sure that I'm doing the right things here. I'm going to turn that off. Yes. All righty. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Okay. Got a picture from one computer. Let's send it to this computer. Then I can upload it. And the reason I'm talking about this case is I just got a phone call about it. We did a preoperative evaluation and we want to get some preoperative clearance for this patient. But I want to show you the case or the potential case. Again, I don't think she'll mind. I know she won't. All right, I'm then sending it to yes. I'm sending it there. All right, pop on, folks. You need to ask questions. I don't understand. Everybody's all on their social media form feed, and then they asking all these questions, static questions. And here you have somebody on, and you don't pop on. You don't pop on. I just don't understand that. So I mean, here now's your chance. Just do it. I do want to do something. Do want to do something. I am going to salvage something here. So she not want to make me let me show that. But I will do this. Do do. Fantastic. All right. This is pre 2025. We're gonna save that. Yes. And it's going to be to the that. Perfect. All right. I'm still here. All right. Now, okay. Now let me do one last thing, and we'll. I believe, blah, blah, blah. I believe we can pop everything up. Oh boy. Let me find it. Wait for it. Oh, let me just do it this way. Might be easier. Might be easier. Yes, I think it's going to be easier. Fantastic. Yeah, we're just going to do that. Here we go. We're going to come on. Yep, I want that, please. Thank you. I'll take that. Fantastic. Yes. 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 That's what I want. I'm working on some pictures. I need to get on here and answer questions. Ask questions. I'm a coming. What do I want to do? I want to do this, this. I want to do that and that and that. Perfect. All right. Now, all right. Almost there, people. Hang with me. Hang with me. Hang with me. Hang with me, please. I'm taking pictures from one computer to my phone to the next computer. All these steps. I decided to go live here, so I got a little extra. Oh, cool! I got a little extra time this morning. Got plenty of work to do. Hopefully, in the next hour to the end of the day. But we shall see. We want to change that here. Hang with me, people. This is the pre-op from last year. We're going to save that. We're going to tag that. Sure, we'll do that. And bam. Fantastic. All right, now let's see if I can bring that up here. We're going to the image. And we're going to go to where I left these. All right, people, where is that? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes. All right. Bam. Upload that. I got my background from my podcast. I do have a podcast, Plastic Surgery T&A. So it comes on Saturdays. It's doing pretty good for 2 years. I kind of tailed off. The last episode was right around Thanksgiving. I'll probably put out an episode before the end of this month, but then we're going to go to episodes probably back one a month. Plastic Surgery T&A, find it on YouTube. Talk about all the topics. You can go to my website at www.esjaesthetics and go to podcast on the top uh, menu, and you can look at all the videos. So anyway, let me pop up one last one before I do anything else, and we can talk about this and talk about where we are, where we're going. Again, I'm sure she don't mind. Nope. So we're gonna take that off. Okay. All right. So, all right. Here we go. All right. So, 2024. Client comes in, concerned about a couple things. She hates, I mean, hates her tummy. She hates it. Hates it. Did I say she didn't like it? She hates it. She feels that she is not herself. She feels that she's a petite woman historically, and that she just doesn't. She's not feeling it. She's not feeling it at all. She really is not in a good space because of her body. So she hates her tummy. She hates the fullness. She hates the fullness of her flanks. Uh, she's menopausal. She's got a menopausal body. She's got hot flashes. She's got night sweats. She's got brain fog. She's irritable, and now her body has this menopausal weight that she just can't stand. So she went to see her OBGYN. They talk about hormone replacement therapy, and that helped her for all those things, but she still had a tummy that she didn't like. Now, her breast, people would say, yes, it's fine. The right breast, which is on our left, had some pain, discomfort many years ago, and there's been some slight deflation over those years, and it's unequal. It doesn't look as unequal on this picture, but in real life, it's more unequal than depicted. So, with that being said, I just realized I'm probably going to get banned because I'm showing nipples, but here we go. It is what it is. This is a medical examination. And so, for all the bots and people on these social media platforms, there are far worse things. Anyway, so we decided to take the implants out for a couple of reasons. We needed to take that implant out for sure, that's slowly deflating. And we decided to take both implants out because she has some autoimmune diseases, and we figured that some of that the breast implants may be contributing to breast implant illness. We're just trying to rule things out. So we took the implants. The implants look pretty good, pristine. The internal aspect was good. So no problems there. Quickly closed that. And then we did a full abdominoplasty, full tummy tuck, same thing. And we did a tightening of the muscles. I liposuction the upper abdomen. I tried to accent her on the side of her six pack muscles, and we liposuction her flanks or love handles. I wasn't really going for an etch look. I think there's a lot of, let me just say it, phoniness to that. For women who want to look more athletic and have that possibility, what I try to do is I try to create a little bit more negative shadowing along the upper aspect of the six pack muscles on the outside edge. A little bit of the inner aspect of the six pack muscles toward the midline. I don't really give them, I'll call them lines. They're technically called inscriptions, and those are actually little fibrous bands in the muscle. I don't give them that. That's a male look, and I certainly don't give them those lines from stem to stern. That just looks fake. An athletic, sleek, sexy abdomen to me has those hints of those shadows on the outside edge of the six pack muscles at the top, just above the belly button, heading toward the breast, in the middle, just above the belly button, toward the breast, a little roundness and softness to the lower abdomen, and that's it. So we did that. She did develop a wound down here that we had to treat, like I said before. And we treated that locally here in the office with gauze and observation, and sometimes removing a stitch that was misbehaving. And fast forward 1 year later, this is where we are. I'm gonna try another view here. Yeah, that's better. All right, so this is 1 year later. So we got a couple of things we want to do. She's a little bit more etched. We've got this wound that we're gonna get rid of right here in the middle, just below her belly button. I'm going to remove that scar along her original scar, which is hard to see in some areas, which is great. A little bit, you can see a little bit more in some areas. That's okay. But she does have a more sculpted look for sure. So we're going to remove that scar. We're going to pull a little bit of that tissue down, a little bit of the tissue from the girl up, and we're going to meet in the middle. And I think after examining her, moving her skin, I think we have enough play or laxity to do that. So that's what we're going to do. You can't really see it. And I'll go back to the original picture. She had a lot of fullness in her love handles. Believe it or not, she has fullness on her love handles still. It's just more behind toward her back. So we're going to liposuction that area. And you can see her breast. And so we're going to replace those implants. We're going to put silicone implants in. And I think just because of the droop of the breast, we're going to have to do a periareolar, Freudian slip, periareolar mastopexy or lift. So that's what we're going to have to do to kind of get that all situated. And she's on the books for next week, but we got her squared away as far as her examination, her lab work, her medical clearances because we felt we needed that. And so she's good to go. So that's what that phone call was all about. And so that's what we do here. We make sure that your journey is curated for you. So if you call and say, how much does X cost? I don't know because I don't know what you want, what we're starting with, and how much we need to do to get there. So we have to have a consultation. And we're going to make sure that that curated experience is safe. I want to lose my other computer here. It's safe. So we got to make sure that we're doing the right things and that things are going to end up as well as they possibly can. We don't roll a lot. We don't roll dice around here. We're not playing craps. This is not Vegas, so we're not playing Russian roulette, blackjack, craps with your health or well being. So, interesting case. That's what we're going to do. So, we'll see how it turns out. I'll keep you updated as we move forward with surgery and recovery. All right. So, that is that. We're going to take that and remove that. This is called a studio, so we're going to remove that from the studio. I wonder if I got any other cases. I'm gonna step away for a second, so you may see nothing. You still may see me. I don't know. I'm shifting my computer screen, so hopefully you can't see my computer screen. Let's bring up some other before and afters, and I think that's an easy thing to do. So let me jump into this. Oh, let's do this. All right. We're gonna go to like Christmas. I'm singing. I'm a bad singer. Sorry. Oh, where is that? Oh, here we go. Like Christmas. You guys may have seen these cases before. Yeah, let's upload this case. Perfect. All right. So, tummy tuck case. Whole important message. Hold, please. This is live. This is where you see me. Hey, yes, sir. I need all four of those. Period. I can come by just before lunchtime and get those. Period. Will that work? All right. Tummy tuck case. I like tummy tucks. Tummy tucks are really gratifying. There are certain cases, procedures that I like to do. Tummy's one. I like to do eyelids. We'll see a couple of those. I like to do facelifts. I like to do chin work. I like to do uh, male surgery in the form of gynecomastia. Those are really cases I really enjoy. Now, do I do arm lifts? Yes. Do I do uh, some weight loss surgery, contouring? Yes. We do full scope plastic surgery here, but I am known for face and tummy and male chest. I train in oral surgery, so that gives me a ton of extra expertise in face. So I really, really like it. That's from skincare on up to facelift. I just really, and body work, I just really enjoy tummy tuck because it's so gratifying. You start out in the morning one way and you end up a couple hours later a different way, and it's just so gratifying. For men, men suffer so much with wearing shirts and sweatshirts when it's 100 degrees because they are afraid or embarrassed of their chest. And so giving men confidence, because men need confidence too, for sure. Sculpting their chest with gynecomastia, which is the $1 million word, typically called man boobs, is a very satisfying procedure for me to perform and for the client. So that's where I am. But this is a tummy tuck case, obviously. Great, great lady. Pretty sure she's a nurse. Was a nurse. Started another business, but doing well with that. As you can see, small picture is before, big picture is clearly the after. So came to me, said, "Hey, don't like my tummy. Otherwise, very fit, very fit. Um, large rectus diastasis. Big fancy word that means separation of the underlying muscle. Doesn't mean there's a hole between the muscle or a hole in the muscle. It's just the muscle's been stretched. The six pack muscles are up and down muscles in the front of your tummy that typically look like columns, and the columns kiss. When you have a baby, gain a bunch of weight, those muscles stretch and create distance between the two. And that distance or that looseness is called a diastasis. It is not a hole. That is a hernia. It's, you know, that's those are different. So this lady looks like she might have had a hernia. You can see that big old bump from the side. It might that's above her belly button. You're like, oh, is this a hernia or not? I can't recall. This is a long time ago. I think she had a hernia repair before, but maybe it failed. So decided to proceed on with a full tummy tuck abdominoplasty, tightening the muscle or the $1 million word rectus plication. And when I got in there, really no hernia, just really loose tummy wall, really floppy. So I just quilted that together reasonably. You don't want to make people super tight, abnormally tight, because they feel tight. It puts the muscles under different tension because muscles have a resting tension that they feel comfortable and can work properly at. You don't want to take them too tight because they are then chronically uncomfortable and don't function right. And then secondly, if you put too much pressure, you can cause internal pressure that may cause things not to work as well. Your bladder, sometimes if it's really excessive, and I've never seen this, the big blood vessel down in your deep in your belly called the vena cava. That's the big vein. You have the aorta, which is the big artery. The big vein gets pressed a little bit, and the blood that's returning to your heart is slowed and technically can lead to clotting. So I've never seen it. It's been reported. I don't tighten people within an inch of their existence to get to that point, so I don't know. But we try not to super normally tighten people. She had a floppy tummy wall or floppy diastasis, and I tightened that appropriately, and this is the result. She's got great contour. She's super happy. Like I said, overall, she's very fit. And so, if this was a tummy tuck and liposuction, and I 99.9% of the time always perform liposuction. I perform it of the flanks. I perform it above the belly button to a degree. And I'm always watching the circulation to make sure I'm not overdoing it. So this is some version of a lipo abdominoplasty. Again, the $1 million words that we use, but it's tummy tuck and liposuction. So great case. Really enjoyed that. Again, if you're just popping on, you are watching Earl Stephenson. That's me. Easing to my morning, getting ready for the afternoon, drinking a little coffee. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but I'm a huge OU fan. Went to the University of Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner, go. Did not want to play Alabama again. Did not want to see them, but they got them in the playoffs, so it is what it is. At least it's at home, so we got this. Okie dokie. Let's see if we can pop up another case for discussion. Let's see here. We're gonna go to there. Do we want to do eyes? Yeah, I'm gonna do this set of eyes because I'm gonna be critical of myself. So here we go. Bam. And again, for reference, you see the picture, and then you see this microphone behind us. Uh, I have this nice studio software, and it just decided to put my podcast studio background on there, which is cool. I'm all for it. I have a podcast, Plastic Surgery TNA. Not what you think, talking advice. So every not it was every Saturday. I was really leaned into it for the last 2 years. Then I back probably mid year this year to twice a year, twice a month, excuse me. And then I've kind of slowed down because other things have been going on. We're busy here. at the end of the year, other things going on outside of the business. And so the last, I believe the last broadcast was probably Thanksgiving. It was about the Ozempic face and how Ozempic can kind of skeletonize your face and what you can do and how you can maybe even prevent to some degree. So check that out on YouTube, or you can go to my website and let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna bring up some banners. Yes, yes. You can go to my website right here. You can see that. So just copy that, go to my website, go up to the top menu. You'll see podcasts. You'll see that episode, which is probably the last episode, which is a featured one, and then all the rest of the episodes below there. Also have a blog. Check out my blogs. I believe my website is very informative. I want you to look at that. It tells you everything. Our fees for consults, our starting prices for basically all our procedures. So all the information is there. And once you've kind of done that, if you want to give us a call, all you got to do is do this. To book your consultation, the consultation fee is $225. Let me say that again. It is $225. And people are like, oh, Lord, I'm not paying that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to pay that. We just won't be able to see you, and you can find the $75 console that fits your budget or the free console that fits your budget. You find what works best for you. But we charge $225 because we spend a lot of time with you. We make sure you get a lot of information. Our consultations are typically over an hour, and that most of that time, I would say 90% of that is with me, as opposed to maybe other consultations. I can't speak to them, excuse me, expertly, that you pay $75, $100 for, or free that you spend nominal, minimal time with the doctor and most of the time with the staff and the coordinator trying to close the deal. So you choose. All right. So, case. Let me go to case. All right. So, we want to talk about this case. Down below is before, up above is after. Case, older case. I learned some things and probably would do some things differently today. As you can look, she looks aged down below. She looks better above, but not perfect. And we're not really going for perfect, but we're going for much, 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 much better. And there's some things that I can kind of look at myself and go, nah, should have done better, should have considered this. So let's talk about it. First of all, you know, beforehand, her brow is really heavy. I probably could have done a little bit of a brow lift, especially medially, not to give her a rounded surprise Ronald McDonald lift, but I definitely could have done that, and that would have taken off a little weight of the upper eyelid. As you can see below, I did an upper blepharoplasty or upper eyelid lift where I took off the excess skin. And you see above, you can see more of her upper eyelid, but I still think the brow is heavy and contributing to that. And she has very active forehead or glabella muscles, good round of Botox afterwards, and maybe a lot of pre-treatment with Botox beforehand prior to surgery would really lessen that effect. So that's lesson number one. Probably a brow lift, modest, not anything crazy. Pre-treatment with Botox of that heavily active glabella area to kind of weaken that muscle, and then certainly Botox once everything's healed. Afterwards, to continue to lessen that area, to continue to lessen the pull and the heaviness in that area. That's number one. Number two, below, she has a lot of excess skin of her lower eyelid. And you can see I cleaned it up pretty decently, but above, she's still a little crinkly, especially on the left. And the shape of her lower eyelid, let's look at the right particularly. You can see, let's start in the corner and let's work our way out. You can see that the corner, the eyelid kind of hugs the bottom of the pupil or iris, technically. And that's where it should be, or just about 2 millimeters above that. And that should continue in a slanted direction up toward the corner. As you can see, hers hugs the iris and then slants downward, exposing this outside part of the eyeball. Now, the eyeball has two triangles. Let's go down to below. It has an inner triangle that's white that you can see that's a little bit smaller than the outer triangle. In the result, the outer triangle, especially on the right side, is too big, too exposed, which irritates her eyes, causes watering of her eyes, and just is a nuisance and eventually causes dryness, which makes the eye water more and it makes the eye dry out and irritated. So that's a problem. And the reason was I was thoughtful. I tightened her eyelid. I didn't just take out skin, take out fat, and just kind of sew things back together. I wanted to make sure that her eyelid was tight, but I tightened it too tight. If we had a side view, she has very prominent eyes. People with very prominent eyes typically have some type of thyroid issue, which is certainly an issue if it's uncontrolled, but if it's controlled, not an issue. Hers was controlled. And so, with that excess the eyeball and socket itself, you can't, you have to tie the eyelid in when you tighten it so it doesn't want to sink below it. And I think that's what it wanted to do because I tighten it, and as you tighten it, the lower lid wants to kind of scoop under the bottom of the eyelid, and that's what happened. So I should have technically tightened it higher up, not here, but probably here. And as it settled, it probably would have settled out. So that's a learning curve. That's what we call that. In this case, is probably 5 to 7 years old. So you know, moving forward now, done a lot more eyelid surgery, a lot more adept and expert at it. So we recognize that problem, discuss this with the patient. There's a potential possibility of occurring, but certainly technically, I would do things different. So that is a case that we've done. Again, if you are here, you're surfing around, you're goofing off. It's not quite lunchtime, but it ain't quite the start of the day either. And you need a little bit of a break. You've stepped up, you've gotten your coffee, you've gone to the water cooler, you've gone to the bathroom, you talk to your coworkers, and it's still 30 seconds later, you're looking to kill a little time, and the boss doesn't know, and you pop on. Welcome. It's a junior plastic surgeon, board certified plastic surgeon here in Atlanta, Georgia, specifically in Dunwoody, Georgia, north of this of downtown, teeny bit north of Buckhead, which a lot of people have heard of. Near for people who are shoppers who have been to Atlanta and like to really shop by Perimeter Mall, just north of that. Try not to go to Lenox Mall. It looks dangerous. I never haven't been there since the pre-pan since before the pandemic. Do go to Perimeter every once in a blue moon, but you know, post-pandemic online shopping is the way to go. And I'm preaching on something different. But anyway, that's where we are geographically, right around Perimeter Mall. Uh, in a very boutique office in Dunwoody Village. I love it. It's Dunwoody Village is quaint. Dunwoody's a fabulous city. I can walk to the office, tons of restaurants around, tons of things to do. Uh, Great people. So I'm in a good location. So if you're interested in a unique experience, you don't want to go to an office that's on a medical campus and feels medically. Six other people in the waiting room, and they've got everything from skin graft to breast augmentation to breast reduction to hand surgery. It's fine in the same waiting room. It's fine. I'm not knocking that. But if you want to come to some place that's boutique, where when we schedule an appointment, it's basically you. We not try to crowd our reception lounge with a bunch of folks. It's just your time. So we cordon off the time for you, and we sit with you. We attend to you. And so, if you want to do that, you just come see me. 20 years of experience. I guess I can say this. I'm not a bragger, but Castle and Conley doctor, top doctor, that matters to you. Hmm. I lost my big computer here. I gotta log back in. Hold. Perfect. Yes. Oh, all right. So, I was patting myself on the back. Castle and Conley, top doctor. You can look at my Google reviews, make of them what you will, but I think it's 4.8 stars. Back with 5 stars, and they got significant reviews. I'm gonna be kind of worried that. Not saying that's impossible. It might be their mama 500 times. I know you really can't do that, but you know what I'm saying. Nobody's perfect. So 4.8 stars. It's all good. I try to be reasonable, keep you safe, try to deliver realistic results, set realistic expectations, and work with nice clients. You know, that's all. We're just trying to do good work for good people, nice people, and that would be our carbon footprint. So again, if you're interested, great. If plastic surgery is not for you, it's okay. You don't have to get all bowed up. You shouldn't have it. Okay, you believe that people shouldn't have it, then great. Then don't have it. But there's some people that believe that they can benefit from it when they've done all the other things, especially to improve their physical self image and their psychological image and uh, fitness, for lack of a better term. So it may be for them. So don't beat up on people if they decide to do that. If you're truly in their corner, then encourage them, support them in the manner that you can, but don't berate them, belittle them, or psychologically pull the rug from underneath them. So, again, I think I've spent almost an hour, and that's probably about enough time. For me, it's about 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I probably need to go and do some other things specifically where I can concentrate and not. But I figured I'm chilling in the office, clients this afternoon, a couple of errands to run, need to be here. Staff member, team members, had some personal business personal business to attend to. So she's coming in a little later this morning. So I figured I would step in and try to do her job, which is I can't. She's incredible. I'm just hanging on by a string and not trying to mess things up so that when she comes back, things are in order. And then I figured I'd just jump on with you guys and give you a chance to ask questions. You guys never ask questions. I don't even understand that. I'm on Saturdays. I'm here now. I pop on. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on all these things. You can go to my website. You guys never ask me questions, but you got a ton of questions. You want to stop me in the supermarket if you see me and ask me questions. I don't mind, but I'm trying to get my groceries. I'm trying to go home. I'm here. I'm in the office. You're on social media. Ask the question. Have the dialogue. So I like to hear myself talk. So I mean, it just gets to be laborious, and you don't know if you're saying anything. You're talking yourself into circles. I'd rather have conversations. You know, bi-directional conversations, not unilateral conversations where I'm just listening to myself talk. I just can't stand that, really. But I'm trying to engage people. I'm trying to be out here to offer you access. And so here I am. So let me get off my soapbox and thank you for watching. For all those who did, and not browbeating you, believe me, ultimately, I'm not browbeating you if you saw this and you listened and you didn't have anything to ask, but you enjoyed. Thank you for joining. Share this with friends and family who you think could benefit. And on that note, if I don't see you, Merry Christmas. I doubt that I won't see you in some form or fashion. But if I don't, Merry Christmas and have a happy and prosperous new year. And we will see you definitely in 2026. I can't believe we're saying that, but 2026. And on that note, enjoy your afternoon. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.